Welcome peeps to Kickstarter Radio 102.4, I'm your host Lipstickpaddy, and today we have found a really interesting RPG book here for 5e. Why slay dragons when you could be fishing? Yep, it's a tabletop RPG 5e book, and it's compatible with everything you can imagine. What makes this interesting is that if you've got like a campaign and there's any kind of water in the area you're in, you can include a little side quest where they do a little bit of fishing. This could be a little bit of fun because it could be a bit of downtime and give people a bit of a break. And the storytelling in this is all about comedy, so it's going to be like really kind of a bit of fun when you do this, lighten up the adventure you're on. Now it's interesting because there's loads of fun ideas in the book that you'll find and discover. It's got this new fishing system, whether it's a fully fledged fishing campaign or a one-off or a downtime activity for your players. This is where I think it sings, is the downtime activity. You can carve your catches into scales and bones and meat, other specialized materials, and then you can use them to create items during your 5e adventure. So you could basically craft these into helping people on the journey, especially if you're playing a somewhat hardened map or you're playing with new people knowing they might find it hard. This could also be a little addition to help them and bring in a bit more fun if the story is a little bit serious. Modular rule system, so it can be tweaked as well to different kinds of sessions as well. The art is a bit funny because these are kind of pledges we're seeing here. This is like the $200 pledge here. We get pins, you get these fish and ice, a giant fish with a koi in it, and there's a kind of an example of the fish. They've got this dice tray here. This is an add-on. It's not included in the full pledge. I think it's $20 to go in. And yeah, they've been busting through stretch goals, so they've got like different kind of subclasses. This is generally for the campaign that they're doing, if you want to go on a fishing campaign. And I think because on a fishing campaign, I mean, if we look at the pledges here on the right, there's 200 pages in the book with 100 different fish, 50 different items. So this is maybe something you could take on holiday or a travel RPG, because you're not really going to have representation of 100 different fish. And some of these fish are supposed to be big as well. Like, not even a standee. Like, you're just going to have to tell them about the fish that they've caught. Like, this is going to be imagination based. But through the stretch goals, not just bringing subclasses through here, they have been buffing the content of the book. So now at 80k, 10 new bonus items, which is nice. That's pushed it to 60. Now, the 100k, which hit, 10 new fish, that's 210 fish. New 50 junk items, this is a new category. Fishing milestones, new anglers, this is potentially NPC. Some new quests that you could do, and a new shop, which is interesting. So if you ever, if you're in a campaign, playing a campaign game, and you go into a town or a shop, you could introduce this shop as a shop they can visit. So again, this can be really integrated very well and augment any kind of game you're playing. Also, it does suggest a high-level environment, so this is going to be more difficult, I guess, if you want that kind of... If you want the fishing to get harder through the campaign, it scales for that. So yeah, there are these different environments you can do. Now, what I like about this is they're opening out different environments depending on where you might be in your dungeon. The hell environment, so you could be fishing in lava, perhaps. The space environment is a little bit weird. It's almost like you're fishing through a portal. You might have to do a little bit of some storytelling that explain how you're fishing in a space environment. But hey, maybe you are playing an RPG based in space. I don't know. But anyway, now if I go to the updates, there's a curious thing in here, and I think it's update. We'll go update 1 because I think it's very early, where they spill the beans on all the stretch goals. Update 2. Yeah, so there's going to be void in environments at 175k, and at 200 we're going to get the legendary combat caches. These are going to be behemoths of the battlefield, it says. Only encounters from a deadly fishing catch. Now this is good because when the fish is caught, you've actually got to fight the creature on land, so it's like a boss comes out. I love it. 30 though. When this hits, 30 legendary combat caches. This is going to be fantastic. It says 2 for each environment, however, so there's going to be 15 different environments. Lovely. And these fish are going to have the full stats, as one would expect. The monster stats for when you're fighting it, and the fish stats when you're fishing it. And, even more exciting, these legendary catches can be crafted into magic items. So this is delicious. And at 250k, if they ever get that much, this is a giant stretch. The World's Your Oyster unlocks brand new stretch goals. That's expected if it blows up. Well, for me, this 200k one is going to be the cherry on the cake, because having legendary fish that you can craft into legendary items, which can then be brought into your campaign, it just sounds lovely. And you know, what if your group are struggling for time? They can't commit to a 2.5 hour RPG night, but they can commit for an hour, and in that hour they're going to go on a fishing quest. And this might be interesting, because if they get into the fishing quest, they might actually get into the campaign of the fishing campaign that this book has. Now, anyway, it's by IO Publishing, who have, you know, they have the beat in RPG books, but this is their first Kickstarter, and this really is delicious. Now, people have been following the campaign, the pre-campaign, as they've been announcing this on the social media sites and whatnot. They thought it was so fantastic how funny it was. It's like really entertaining and light-hearted fun, basically. So this is why it looks fantastic. I think the site itself, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a book, isn't it? Unless you want to go daft on your pledge. Let's talk pledges, shall we? Now, the hardcover book, $50. This is basically your, you know, this is standard, isn't it, for an RPG book on Kickstarter? All right. If you want the PDF, you've got to pay $10 more for that. Ouch, for the PDF, because you're not throwing that in as the 50. I didn't find that a bit odd, but me, I just go for the book anyway. For me, my RPGs are all about getting away from videos, basically. You know, having an analog night. Now, if you want the dice, just these fish dice, it's $40 upgrade. Yowza! $40 for these fish, this custom fish dice set. Ouch. And if you want the pins and this large die here, that's the $100 extra to go to the all-in, which is $200. The Koi Pond Mega Dice and the pins. Well, not too interested in pins. And they've said this is the first time on Kickstarter. They're not quite sure how add-ons are working on the Kickstarter site, etc. So this stuff might be included in the backer, you know, the backer kit. Because I'm going to be sitting on the $50 pledge, and I do like this tray though. I like the theme of it. I'd like to see this somewhat branded though by the fishing, you know, why slay dragons when you can go fishing. I think that logo needs to come somewhere on here. But interestingly, these editions that they got on here, this is because they've got a third party supplying this Kickstarter. They're calling it Fan Roll by Metallic Dice Games. So they're actually getting a bit of third party help here with some things. So these dice might be able to be purchased anyway outside of the Kickstarter and all that good stuff. Well, oh, there's a giant $700 pledge. Oh, $500. Woo! Anyhow, yes, there was an early day bonus, which was this Cragger's Folly PDF, a low-level fishing dungeon. That's kind of a unique thing, and I don't know why they're not adding that as an add-on. It might come in the backer kit for people that missed the early bird, but we'll just have to see. But anyway, I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think most DMs would absolutely love this and bring it into their campaigns for a little bit of fun. Again, it adds a new town to adds a new shop to any town you go to. Has a new set of items that you can craft specifically from fishing. Absolutely phenomenal, and I absolutely recommend it. We will definitely be getting this part of our RP collection as we've kind of moved away from new IPs. We're not closing down on our new IPs for RPGs though, and this one looks so unique and fun, and how it can integrate into all of your campaigns just sounds delicious. With its own campaign as well, just looks really, really special. And I think this is going to be a campaign you'd love to take on holiday anyway. You could be playing this on the beach or by the pool, just by rolling dice, pen and paper and all that good stuff, and not be too jazzed about having maps and minis and sound effects and music and stuff. Just fishing while you're on holiday, I guess. All that good stuff. Anyway, I'd love to know your thoughts down below. If you think this is an interesting RPG you'd love to go on or introduce it to your own games. But anyway, we thought this needed some attention because we think it's a beautiful RPG and a gem that any DM or RPG fan out there would love to at least get more information on. But anyway, we're looking at something based on lighthearted comedy and can really be introduced and offer that lighthearted event. So there we go. Please give the video a thumbs up if you like the content. Yeah, think about subscribing if you like the content too. So anyway, I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy. This is Kickstarter Radio 102.4. You take care, stay safe, and bye for now. Bye-bye.